Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at Grand Voyage Baratie against MIHAWK, the second installment of the level 5 Grand Voyage over at Baratie, where you need to bring a mono int slasher team that has a Zoro on it to get your level 5 missions done. So in today's video, we're taking all of the legends and some of the very good free-to-play and rare recruit characters that are both int and slasher, putting them on a tier list for you guys to help break down this particular event, prioritize what units you need to level up to take it on, and actually help you guys out build your box to take down this very restrictive and endgame content. Now remember, this is very endgame. This is very restrictive. As mentioned, you do need to bring an int, slasher, and Zoro on the team. It's very, very challenging to get this done if you don't have an established box, an established friends list, and some limit break expanded characters. So I'm taking all the characters in today's tier list into consideration with level limit break 5, as well as level limit break abilities, limit break expansion, but I'll talk about that when we actually get to each particular character. Now, be very, very careful if you guys are out there looking for teams on this particular piece of content, because there was a patch that was introduced about 9 months or so ago that there's an enemy interrupt on the final stage if you use a chain boundary or chain lock special, and it wasn't actually triggering when the event first released. So some of the teams that you guys see from probably over a year ago, as of the 18th of the 3rd, to 2024, some of those teams might not work anymore because of that interrupt patch. But there are a lot of teams that have come out since, and obviously since then, we've had a lot of new characters as well. So hopefully this particular tier list helps you guys break down what you guys need to bring to take down the event. If you guys enjoy the video, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. With that said, let's dive into the tier list for Grand Voyage Baratie against Dracul MIHAWK. So looking at the tiers, we have the best at the top here. This is going to be like the best characters to bring. You basically want to bring these units, and it's going to make it very, very easy for you. Obviously, they might need level limit break. They might need exclusive legends, but these are going to be the best characters. Next, we have Elite. These characters are going to be like the next best option besides the best. You're going to probably see them on a lot of teams popping up, and they probably can be replaced here and there, but they're going to be very, very good. Great options. Look, they're just great options. They work, but they probably are better units. Then you've got can use. People have used them, but they probably funnel them in on a team. And then you have don't bother. Now remember, I have included every legend that is an int slasher on this tier list. So there are going to be some characters not to bother with. And the first one is going to be V1 6+ Dofi. V1 MIHAWK, don't even bother with him. This Brook, you can actually use this Brook. He's okay. Other characters don't bother with. Don't really bother with S-Hawk. Don't even really bother with Fuji and Kizaru. Like, they're characters that you just don't want to bother with. As for can use, as I mentioned, you can use this Brook. I think I saw Nitro Sage use him. These are some free-to-play characters. I did include a couple of free-to-play characters and rare recruits that are very good for this content as well. But the free-to-play Brook, the free-to-play Smurf, you definitely can use them. There are going to be better options, but you definitely can use them. As for this Shiryu, he's another option that you guys can use. Very good at removing poison, but his support is like the biggest reason that you actually want him. Another unit that you can use is this particular Brook. I think I saw B-Bro actually use him in his particular run. As always, I'll leave a link to my Grand Voyage tier list down below, but make sure to go check out any other video that might help you guys out. Another option is this particular Brook too. He's a chain locking special. Remember, you can't use chain locks on the final stage, so having something like the Tesoro ship with the 2-turn chain lock can actually carry that into the final stage very, very nicely. This Vista, he's another unit you can use with his double special activations. Very, very nice. So he can work very well. As for great options, you have the level limit break 5 of Fuji. He's a 3-turn chain locker, and that's why he was so valuable. But he's a great option if you guys do have him at level limit break 5, but not one that I would sort of prioritize, because you just have a lot of other characters that are going to do what he does that are just working just a little bit nicer. Another great option is a Halloween Shanks. Halloween Shanks gives you 3 turns of a chain boost and a color affinity, so you can actually carry that from stage 4 into stage 5. If you're not worried about chain locking options or not chain bounding options, you can actually just use this Shanks to your advantage as well. Another really good option is this Big Mom. With her 6+ her level limit break, she became very, very good because she can actually remove paralysis, which her super swap is very valuable for. but there are other characters that do it nicer, like the Rayleigh, and then the MIHAWK as captain. They can also work very, very well. Remember, you do need to bring a Zoro. So this Zoro right here, he's another great option. The reason he's a great option is because he removes paralysis for stage 4 and gives you 3 turns of a chain lock, which means you can carry into the final stage. You don't have to worry about your very annoying interrupt. But there are some other options that you guys can bring. But remember, you do need to bring a Zoro on the team. And he's another very, very good option that will work in your favor for that. As for another great option, you have Kid and Law. Kid and Law, they're quite finicky because of their swaps and all that sort of fun stuff. But they're a very, very powerful legend with a 6x captain multiplier. They're probably your strongest option for captains on this particular tier list. But they're a very, very good option. As for your elite characters, you have Komurasaki 6+. The healing of Komurasaki, the Wano orbs that she can give are very, very powerful. And with her 6+ level limit break, she just became an absolutely elite character for this particular fight. Another really, really good character that most teams you'll see is Law and MIHAWK. The combination of Halloween Law and Halloween MIHAWK works exceptionally for this particular run because you can remove paralysis and despair with both of them as captains. They work a little bit better for versing Zoro, but both of them have carryovers of attack boosts and orb buffs. Lord's kind of essential with his resilience mechanic, but obviously he's replaceable with resilient sockets. When it comes to Grand Voyage, like that kind of niche echelons of stuff like poison sockets for this content and resilient sockets is something that you really want to be looking out for when you are doing your team building, because remember, you only need to beat this once, so just having that proc that one time, investing in that area might be something you need to do. Resilient sockets is one of the first places resilient sockets really showed their value besides Grand Voyage Buggy. This was another area because of all the death damage and stuff that you guys are taking. I believe actually Resilient Sockets worked really well for the other Baratie fight against Don Krieg as well. The final elite character is Shanks and MIHAWK. Shanks and MIHAWK are actually disgustingly good because you can actually utilize their special to their full potential. They can remove bind and stuff for the final stage, and they can use stuff like the Whitey Bay support, or you can use them on stage 4 and have them as a delay conditional, whether you're below a HP threshold, which is something I actually did in one of my particular fights. But because they're also a Shanks and a MIHAWK character, you can use the support of V1 Zoro on them to give yourself a chain lock on the final stage. So anyone that can use that V1 Zoro support, I think there's Perona characters too. There's like a Perona and Moria who I haven't included on this tier list, which is another option. They're more of a can-use character. But if you're going to use any character, I would recommend using Shanks and MIHAWK. Their swap has a chance of giving you stuff like in orbs, and then you can use like the close app mechanic to actually guarantee yourself some very, very good orbs. But as for the best characters to bring, first of all, we have V1 Rayleigh 6+. You don't need him level limit break 5 for him to be the best. If you have him level limit break 5, it actually works better because you get orb buffs and increase orb buffs and all that fun stuff. But you don't actually need him to be level limit break 5 for his amazingness to be amazing. The real reason he's so good is because he can remove Blind, Despair, and Paralysis with his special. And then he has a Sailor ability that gives himself 2 turns of cooldown every single time anyone else uses a special, which just helps you get that special back so you can actually utilize it again. The best captain you guys can bring, and honestly, if you don't bring them as a captain, you want to bring them as a friend captain, is Roger and Whitebeard. Roger and Whitebeard made the content a lot more digestible, a lot easier, because of their switch ability. Their switch ability giving a 1.5 times attack and orb boost every single turn means that the content is just a little bit easier to kill every single stage. They are by far the best leader to bring if you guys don't have a level limit break 5 Zoro and you need to bring a friend captain. You want to be bringing Roger and Whitebeard. But as for the Zoro character, this particular Zoro, just like the Sanji in the other fight, is pretty much essential. The final stage turns every orb into Dex orbs, so you need a way to make them matching. And this particular Zoro as captain is basically the way to do it. His Sailor ability, I believe, does it as well. So you don't need to bring him as a captain. But having him as a friend captain is very nice if you guys don't have him at level limit break 5. Having him limit break expanded increases his captain ability as well. But he's going to be the best Zoro to bring for the quest. Now remember, you have to bring an int slasher team that has a Zoro on it. Now, whilst this Zoro works really, really well, this is the Zoro that is going to be your best option as a friend captain, so you can actually get that done. So, like, as I said at the start of the video, if you guys don't have an established friend list, if you don't have an established box, this content is going to be very challenging. But the idea of this tier list is to hopefully break down what characters you guys want to be prioritizing in terms of the best units to bring to take on this particular event. But hopefully it helps you guys out. If it does, make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!